Jason here from Bees. We're going to be doing some splits today. So first thing we need to do naturally is get our smoker going. So I'm using this electric smoker. I've got a couple different smokers that I use here. I'm going to be using some smoker fuel, two different things. Some people use pine needles and other things. It just depends on what your preference is. A good tip for lighting a smoker is you take your smoker fuel, you light it from the bottom, get it going. Once you get it going, you set it down in your smoker. Of course, you would naturally pump a normal smoker. Alright, get a little bit more smoker fuel. Not my favorite smoker fuel, but it works. It's easy and it lights. Alright, so we got our smoker going. And we're going to go ahead and break into these two hives, go down to the brood box, and pull out the few frames of brood to be able to do some splits. We're going to do 5 splits today. So let's get going. All right, we're down to our brood box here, and we've got our supers taken off, and we're going to do a quick inspection on here. We're going to go look for the queen, make sure we don't put her in the split. Naturally, look for just the overall health of the colony. Let's see what we find. I always start by pulling out the outside frame. It's just easier because then you can maneuver. It's usually full of, hopefully it's full of pollen and nectar resources. Let's see what this colony looks like. It looks like it's a little light. So maybe they're just cleaning it up. Hopefully this isn't a recent swarm colony or anything like that. That would be pretty bad. I wouldn't want to swarm on that. I wouldn't want to split onto that one. I'll probably move this one to the outside so they can start to looking for eggs and the queen. Lots of pollen on this frame. Beautiful pollen frame. Got a brood frame here. Pollen, my queen. Got 1-day-old eggs in the center. So I got a laying queen, which is good. Let's see if I can locate her here. Not on that frame. That may be one that I would want to split on. Hopefully I have a couple other frames I can split on too. Nice solid brood frame, very solid brood frame. There's my queen. All right everyone, so this is why I'm splitting this colony. You can see on this frame, it's pretty well filled out. You see the top left-hand corner up here is my carnelian queen. She's an overwintered queen. She's a really solid queen. She lays in all the things. I'm going to leave her on this frame. And I'm going to put it back in and split from another frame because she's working on this frame. But I know where my queen's at. So one thing I do want to do is not make sure I disturb her or accidentally split her. So one thing I will do check for king cups. There was one, I think, and there's another one down there. All right, so you're going to slide over here to a box, a temporary box. My queen, so I don't want to lose you. Let's continue on. Now that I've got my queen separated, I'm going to continue on looking for good solid frames of brood that she's laid. For my splits. The last one was a good candidate, but I'm only going to probably pull 2 from this colony because I got other colonies to pull from. So there's a good solid frame of brood, larvae in all stages, lots of bees on the frame covering it, pollen. Here's my first frame, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to split from. I've got bees covering the cap brood, lots of pollen in the corners, a little bit of nectar occasionally, both sides. She's got eggs also laid in this side. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put this in, we'll call my first colony number 1. Okay? Colony number 1. Bit of bees on that from this outside frame, because there's no brood on this one. This is all pollen. I'm going to give them some more bees to work from. Put my pollen frame back into my colony. Since they did all the work, they can keep all the credit. We're going to slide this one frame down. It had some young on it. We're going to take this frame that actually has very little drawn on it, and I'm going to put that in the middle so they can, we call that checkerboarding, since they work on that. And then I'm going to actually take the frame that has some drawn, so she can lay in there. Continuing on, we're going to look for another frame of brood. This looks like a full nectar frame. There's some on here. There's actually, it looks to be a queen cell that's close. I'm going to take care of that for them. I don't want them to swarm out. This is a big solid frame of brood, larvae in all stages. So this is actually a candidate. We're going to set this one aside, look at the next one. Lots of pollen in this one, nectar and side. Good amount of pollen. This is not as large, a lot more pollen on this one. Lots of young eggs in this. So what I'm going to do going to take 2 frames and put them into a split. Split number 2. We're using these new Pro Nukes, Stangore's famous ledges. And I got to make sure I take care of that clean stuff. Know where the queen cell is on this frame, which doesn't appear to be some drone hatching out. Sometimes they like to cover up the queen cells. Alright, girls. I need you swarming out of my nuke. Let's give you 2 more frames. Alright, so that split is now done. We're going to put that on the vented side. Make sure my doors are closed up. Alright, so split number 1's done. And I think we're good in this colony, so I'm going to go ahead and close this one up, and then we'll be good on this one. We'll go into the next colony. All right, so we've made our 4 splits, and we've put them over here in the second field, and we're gonna wait a little bit, let them realize they're queenless, and then we're gonna go and pull from that colony over there. I've got my virgin queens that I put in there the other day, and later on we're gonna stick virgin queens in queen cages inside these to introduce into these 4 queenless colonies in the middle, and we will let them get acclimated to their new split colony, and hopefully we will have 4 new colonies, and we'll go from there. Appreciate everybody watching, and comment below if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel, and then you can follow along with us as we learn about the bees every single day, and realize that beekeeping is more than a hobby, it's an obsession.